Yeah, I was just telling Andrew, watch out for copperheads, because they're going to be coming onto high ground with when it rains like this. And look, let me get my hand. Yeah, but focusing is going to be. There he is. Yep. Nice little find. Hey, the reason these guys are on high ground, this is what we call a seasonal swamp. So typically throughout the year, these are dry, with a little bit of water here and there. But when big rains come towards the end of the year, fall, and towards the beginning of the year in April, they become extremely flooded. And all the snakes and reptiles, they come to the high ground. So if you look right over here, this is all flooded area. Well, here he is right under the palm trees on the high ground to stay dry. Pretty neat find. Obviously copperhead, lesser of the venomous in South Carolina. Obviously blending in very well, and they have a copperhead. Pretty cool find. See if we can find some more. Hey, I got another one over here. Again, snake's making it to the dry. It's a red-bellied water snake. Obviously they actually like water, but they don't want to be in the water all the time, so even they will come into the high ground. See it? Yep. Now these guys are the ones I told you about in the last video that mimic a cottonmouth. They'll flatten their head out. Let me grab him real quick before he gets back. See, he's flattening his head out. Oh, it's a perfect, actually, example. He puffed his body up, stretched it out, flattened his head out like a cottonmouth. Getting in strike position. We're gonna let him go now. Go on, buddy. So Andrew, we were just walking by here. I was walking ahead of me, and he stopped me because he saw this. I missed it. This is a yellow rat snake technically, but we call them greenish rats here because they're kind of an intergrade between the yellow rat and black rat here in this area of South Carolina. So they're kind of a dull yellow, but again, getting out of the swamp, getting out of the water.
It's weird how they'll sit right there.
I know, and
if they think they don't see you, you don't see them.
Like to take the pattern away. Pretty neat. Hey, you missed us running like little girls. This is another thing you encounter sometimes that is a real problem out in the woods, is ground yellow jackets. These things build their nest in the ground, and I just stepped on it and I had to run because I don't like getting stung 50 times. Been there, done that. But yeah, I kind of irritated them all, so they're flying around. Okay, I just flipped this log, which I'm gonna flip back over, but I wanted to see if there was any salamanders, and of course, oh well, one got away. These are marble salamanders. This is a female. The male just went under the ground. This time of year is their breeding season, so you'll see them a lot. They are a mole salamander species, so these guys spend most of their time underground, but this time of year you see a ton of them. Some areas they'll be crossing the road in numbers after rain. The freaking mosquitoes are bad out here. This is what happens when it rains, and the next day the mosquitoes are everywhere. But these guys are pretty cool. You can find them in the pet trade. They like little crickets and stuff. Neat little guys if you're into amphibians. It's about as big as they get, but pretty cool little salamanders. Put that girl back. That log back. There we go. Walking over here and I found a box turtle, eastern box turtle. Now before I touch them, I want you to see how good they are at camouflage, because it was a luck find, to be honest with you. It's right there.
Oh wow.
You can, over on that side you can see his head, he got it poking out, or did.
Shoot.
These guys are masters at camouflage.
All right.
See from the top, kind of how buried he is. You barely see him. Just happen to see him. Grab him on the wing. Okay. So this is an eastern box turtle, Terrapin Carolina. This one looks like he's had a very rough life, probably scorched by some forest fires. It looks like his shell's been broken and healed back. Maybe more than once. These guys are very common out in the woods. They're becoming less common, but beautiful animals. There's no real telling how long they live. They could live up worse near 100 years. You can tell by the rough shell this guy has. He's had a very long life. Impossible to tell at an adult how old they are. But this has every indication of a male, although his tail, the only true way to tell is their tail. He's missing some fingernails. These guys, this time of year, this is October here in South Carolina. Generally it's a little chillier than it is now, but right now it's hot. The mosquitoes are out. It just rained, a lot of rain. But these guys, they're generally starting in their brumation period because they don't really hibernate here. They still come out once in a while. But this is when they dig about an inch or two into the ground and just wait, normally on high land, and wait until the spring comes, and then they'll start crawling out and doing it. But they're still a little out because it has not gotten cold here at all. So this guy was just chilling in the ground until I decided to pick him up to do a video, and I'm gonna put him back. But you know, really cool find. Alright guys, got a, before I pick it up, because these guys are fast, this is a slimy salamander. Find these guys all over the hardwood floors. Neat little fellas. Some of them are spotted or flakes. Some of them are jet black. There's certain subspecies, I think, that's jet black here. But these guys, very common. You can find them throughout the summer and winter time. They're more of a year-long salamander. But I found them on this log, and I'm going to let them go and flip the log back over in a second, because you want to kind of keep everything the way you found it if you can. Don't want to hold them too much because amphibians have very sensitive skin, so you don't want to handle them too much if you can. Put the wood down lightly too, so you don't crush them or hurt them. Alright, we got another box turtle over here. Really nice female. That's a beautiful female box turtle. It's got a lot of color on it. Now see, here it is mid-October where it should be a lot colder, but they're out and about and just having a good time. Now this definitely looks like a female, but look at that. That's a beautiful box turtle. Again, adult, that's actually a big female. Now remember, I said in a video before, to check the sex on a box turtle, you have to go by the tail to get the most accurate sexing. You can go by the eyes and you can go by the concave, but even this female has a slight concave, which they will have sometimes. So generally speaking, females have brown eyes, which this one does have. Sometimes females have red eyes. Sometimes males have brown eyes. So you can't go by that. Females are generally a little higher and rounder, which this one's pretty round. Males are a little more elongated and flatter, but again, the only way to tell for sure is the tail. The females have a very short stubby tail and the males have a longer tail. So the more you know. See a lot of people out there saying that if it has red eyes, it's definitely a male. That's not true. So we're gonna put this girl back. Hey, what's up everybody? Look, one of the reasons outside of the normal things like water, carrying water and snacks, we carry a book bag, is because of garbage like this. People came out here camping, and we're way out in the woods. We're not like near a road or anything, but people come out here, hunters or something, bring water or whatever they had in here, might have been moonshine for all I know, and they just leave their junk here. And you'll find all kinds of stuff. I just saw a balloon down there we're gonna pick up on the way back too, an old balloon. Clean your trash up. A lot of things can get their heads stuck in these holes. Snakes will climb in here sometimes, and you know, they're not intelligent animals that can just figure out how to get out like a minnow in a minnow trap. Sometimes they get stuck in things like this. But it's just laziness. Pick your trash up when you go out in the woods, and people won't have to, you know, pick it up for you, especially when you're this far out in the woods. You know, if you were able to carry these bottles of water out here, you should be able to take the empty containers. So now we're going to load them up ourselves and take them out to the trash can where they belong when we leave the woods.